This week, I'm going to lead you through a calming morning yoga practice. So some mornings you might feel a bit anxious or just not ready for the day ahead yet. So hopefully this practice gives you a bit more time to get ready and calm down for the day ahead. Let's get started. For this week's practice, you do need some props. So it could be a couple of cushions. I have a couple of cushions here, or it could be a couple of blocks or a bolster if you have a bolster. So something that we could use in the end for a reclining back bend. And then we're going to start our practice in a cross-legged seat. So find an easy seat, or if cross-legged seat is not good for you, then allow this to be any easy seat. Where do you feel you're not stressing your hips, you're not stressing your back, your shoulders to begin with? So you might even sit on a cushion or a block if that makes the pose a bit easier. So really important this morning that we make this a stress-free practice. We're going to use some rhythmic movements and slow holds to calm down the system. So when you have found your seat, I suggest bringing one hand to your chest and then other hand somewhere onto your belly. We're going to start with some slow breathing. You might even close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you this morning. Of course, if you feel really tired, then maybe better leave the eyes open. Just soften your gaze down towards the ground. And then take a few breaths here in and out. They don't need to be deep breaths. They don't need to be big breaths. You could exhale through pursed lips. And just notice that natural rhythm in your breath. Let the breath become slightly rhythmic. Let yourself feel the breath in your hands. And let yourself bring your full awareness to your breath. From any thoughts that might make you feel anxious this morning. Any thoughts that might make you feel you're not ready to start the day yet. Just bring your thoughts, your awareness to your breath. Let that be the sole focus for you now. Just noticing the breath, feeling the breath. Let's take another breath or two here. Let your shoulders soften. Let the breaths move a bit lower down than up to the shoulders. We might often hold tension and anxiety in the shoulders, so consciously let the shoulders drop down. Let them soften. And then slowly let the arms, let the hands release down next to your sides. If you want, you might open your eyes or you might continue following with eyes closed. Next, as you inhale, lengthen both arms up towards the ceiling, still keeping shoulders soft. And now here we're going to inhale, open the right side body as if you're gently lengthening the right arm up, but it's not really a side bend, it's really more of a lengthening through the right side. Next inhalation, do the same with the left. Keep your hands soft. And again, as you inhale, lengthen the right arm, the right side a bit higher up. The next inhalation, same with the left. And then we'll do just a bit faster. So now inhale, lengthen the right. Exhale, lengthen the left. Inhale, lengthen the right. Exhale, lengthen the left side. So reaching the left arm up once more. Inhale the right. Exhale the left. And then inhale once more, lengthen the right arm, the right side. And now drop your left arm down and then let your head hang to the left. So right hand can come all the way down and let yourself find a bit of a stretch on the right side of the neck. Send a couple of breaths towards that right side. And let's change to the other side. So next in breath, lengthen the left arm up, lengthen the left side, and then exhale, drop the right arm down. And now lean head to the right. So finding a bit of a stretch on the left side of the neck. You might turn your nose down. You might lean head to the side. Take another breath in and out. Stay with that rhythm of your breath. And then exhale, release that left arm down, bring head to the center. Roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then we're going to come into a forward bend to do a bit of movement. So step hands in front of your legs. So at this point, I would suggest changing legs to a cross-legged seat. And then either stay on your hands or drop down to your elbows. Let your head hang down. And I'll start to rock from side to side. So you might be moving the weight from one hand to the other. You might be moving the weight from one elbow to the other. See if you could release the neck. Let the heavy head hang down. And we're not really staying in a long forward bend, just giving some gentle rhythmic movement. Notice how you breathe with this movement. Let's do another breath in and out. And then let the movement calm down, come back to the center. And then slowly, slowly roll the back up. Inhale to open the chest. Let's change legs the other way around. So now bring the other leg in front. And then again, step hands in front of you. And you might stay on the hands or slowly maybe lean lower down onto elbows. And we start that rocking movement again. Of course, you might choose to stay still if that feels better for you. Often, gentle rhythmic movements can be calming, just like rhythmic slow breaths can be calming for our nervous system. That's what we're doing here, giving that gentle rhythm. So we can notice the breath. Just check that you are breathing, you're not holding your breath. Let's do another couple of breaths with that movement. Check the shoulders are still soft. And then bring yourself back to center. And as you inhale, roll the back up. You can walk the hands closer. Open the chest. And then we are going to move on to all fours. So on your mat, in your practice space, bring yourself onto hands and knees first. Check that you have a bit of room behind you. And we're going to now extend the right leg behind us, keeping the right foot toes tucked under. And we're going to continue with movement. We're going to now rock back and forth. So move the weight to the right foot and then to the hands. Rocking forward and back. So we're gently pumping to that right foot, ankle. Maybe you find a bit of a stretch in the calf. But it's still about that rhythm as well. You could try exhaling when you lean back, inhaling when you lean forward. Let's do one more round. And then bring the right knee down and come down onto your elbows. So we still stay on all fours, but we drop down to elbows to take weight off the wrists, the hands for a bit. And we're going to move into cat-cows from here. Now, as you exhale, round your spine. Let your head come down. As you inhale, open the chest. Find a back bend. You can turn the tailbone up, maybe even look forward. Again, as you exhale, so find your rhythm and your breath. Round the spine. And inhale, back bend, opening the chest. Continue with your breath. Exhalation, rounding the back. You can press the elbows down. Inhale into back bend, opening the chest. Let's do another 2. With your breath, your rhythm. Again, checking the shoulders drop away from the ears. One last round, or just finish the round that you're doing right now. And then bring your spine back to neutral. Come back onto your hands. And we're going to extend the left leg behind us. And we go back to rocking forward and back. So moving the weight from hands to that left foot. Here, keep the neck soft. We don't want to tense the upper body. And again, see if you can find some rhythm in the breath as well. Maybe trying the other way now. Maybe inhaling when you lean back. Exhaling when you lean forward. Let's do another 2 rounds. Or if you're moving slower, faster, maybe find your rounds. And then from that last round, bring again both knees back. And we're going to slide forward into the melting heart pose. So now slide hands forward or bring elbows to the mat. And then exhale, lean the chest down. And here you might bring a pillow under the chest if you feel, especially in the morning, the floor is just a bit too far away. Bring a pillow, bring a block under the chest. You can either extend the arms in front of you or you could bend the arms. So now finding a closed back bend. We still keep the hips up, the hips about on top of the knees. Try to lean head, either forehead or chin or one cheek onto, either on the mat or onto a prop. And breathe. So now the rhythm is just in your breath. We hold the pose rather still. Let's take another 2 or 3 breaths in this back bend, in this melting heart pose. And then slowly after those breaths, or when you feel ready, bring hands closer to your shoulders and lift yourself back onto all fours. And now we're going to lean to sit down on the heels, on the shins, into a hero pose. And here you might bring a cushion, you might bring a block under the pelvis if you feel that sitting on something makes the pose more manageable. Or you might put props aside, see what feels good for you. But sitting either on the feet or between the feet, lean your hands back. So we come into another back bend. So this time opening a bit more in the fronts of the legs. You might open the knees wider apart or bring the knees closer together. Just find your breaths here. If you're familiar with a hero pose, you might lean down onto elbows. You might lean your back all the way down on the mat. But it's plenty enough to just stay on the hands, especially if it's morning. The legs might feel quite tight. If you start to feel any pinching in the lower back, then tuck the tailbone under a bit. See if that eases your lower back. And just create some space for your breaths in the chest, in the belly area. You might lean your head back if that feels good for you. Take another breath or two in and out. If the pose starts to feel challenging, see if you can breathe through that challenge. And then slowly we start to come up. So in your own time, find your way forward. Shift the weight forward onto hands so that you could lean onto one hip and bring yourself to sit down on the mat. We're coming to our last pose, which is the reclining back bend. So at this point, if you have any props there, bring some cushions, blocks, bolster under, behind your back, and then lean onto those props so you find your way into a reclining back bend. You might open arms further out to the sides, or you might come back to what we did in the beginning. One hand on the belly, other hand closer to the chest, so that you can still lean elbows down onto the mat. And see what shape would feel good in your legs. Maybe after the hero, extending the legs is nice for the knees, for the thighs. You might also choose a butterfly shape, bringing soles of the feet closer together, turning knees out to the sides. So choose the shape that feels good in your legs, in your lower back. And then come back to the breath. Again, let the breath become the sole focus. Let the shoulders soften. Find a calm rhythm once more in your breath. Maybe exhaling through pursed lips. Just give yourself another moment here to prepare yourself for the day ahead. Remember that if you find yourself in challenging, even stressful moments, you can always bring your focus back to the breath. Even just a few calm, slow, rhythmic breaths can help your nervous system to calm down. And you always have your breath with you wherever you go. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need your yoga clothes to find that calm space and calm head space. You can always just use your breath, and that's your tool to calm down in those challenging moments. Give yourself another breath here, in and out. And if you feel that you need to, you want to stay a bit longer, give yourself more time. There's no rush to start the day. So if you have time, stay here a bit longer. Or if you feel ready, slowly start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Release the arms, release the hands. And then bend your knees if you had them extended. And roll onto one side. Roll onto your left or the right side. Bring yourself up into a seat, maybe back to that same seat you had in the beginning. And as always, most importantly, at the end of the practice, thank yourself. So if it's part of your practice, you might bring palms together in front of your chest and thank yourself for taking that short extra time in the beginning of the day to calm down, get ready for the day ahead. And I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. I wish you a wonderful day after this. And if you have time, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the practice, and also leave your comments below. I always love to hear how you feel after the practice. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel to grow. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.